We'll see. I mean, I'm curious to see. Main thing over here, Ugarte could jump in, Beumo, Shesko, how you can combine within these two. Great match ahead of us, ladies and gentlemen.
It is a great match. We're here at Old Trafford. You mentioned that these two previously will come up against each other domestically out in Southeast Asia, but forget the form book, forget every single match they've played together before. It's a new day, it's a new game. We kick off with Apiz in the all-white strip, red cursor in possession, up against Franc, who's having to defend here quite early, and does so in the opening 5 minutes. He'll be in the home strip, in position to try and open this group wide open. As I said before, 3 points on the table here for Franc. If he can grab them, it will make things very interesting indeed, as an early controlled strike from Apiz. Just goes wide of the target. First strike on the board. It's getting tense and nervy here, as we're about halfway through the mobile group stages. Time is ticking down. At the Manchester United Club Finals of 2026, Alex, this game is going to be, as I said before, very tantalising, very interesting. We might look back on this game at the end of the day and think, you know what, that was the turning point here. If Apiz gets 3 points, he's basically qualified.
Yeah, exactly. In front, what is expected, Franc taking possession, taking the control, and he would love to have. But you know, Apiz seems to be comfortably blocking some of the line with now. It's finally, if Franc having the space for, but unlikely, maybe in a step forward will have turned into a goal. Was anyway a great save.
Big save and a corner to come. Best chance of the game thus far here in the first half. Goes the way of Franc. What can one of Indonesia's finest do for us? Short corner into the box. Kunjungi to stand one up.
Oh, still
alive for Bruno Casemiro.
Great defense.
Great defense indeed. And maybe turning into attack, but that one won't find its way through to.
We are seeing quite often that those action on mobile, not those long through balls, approaching the advantage, the speed advantage of the striker over the defenders. But now great header by Shesko and Beumo. Shesko.
Wps Apiz breaks the deadlock here. It is Shesko. Continues his fine form at the top of the table. He scores first here, Alex. Perfect counter-attack.
And the difference was that ball that he plays over the top. Once he wins the header, one defender's off, in this case Joro, and then that empty line to look again for Shesko. It was pretty smart. No, those long balls mostly often is because of that, to win that challenge and drive opponents out of position. Perfect executed by the man from Malaysia.
And a chance following the goal for Franc to assess his options tactically. Take a look at some of the personnel changes available to him as well, if he feels it's needed. But I don't think he's played bad in this first half, Franc.
No, definitely not. But at this level, you know, you need to be that creative, not to be that to max the differences, no. And then definitely Apiz did a great chance approaching it, and now it's time for reaction for Franc.
Advantage to Malaysia in the Southeast Asian derby. And most importantly, you can see the impact that's had on the group table. As it stands, Apiz would be guaranteed.
Isn't it kind of copy of the stand at this moment in console?
Almost exactly the same. In fact, it is exactly the same as it stands.
Unbelievable.
We'll see if it changes, though. Towards the dying embers of the first half here, Apiz is dispossessed.
There will be 1 minute added time.
Now Franc, well, he'll be grateful for the half-time whistle. Sloppy in his build-up, but at half-time, it is just a 1-0 in favour of Apiz. This one is hanging in the balance. We can take a look at what's happening between Juninho and Flashu as well. Is this Flashu taking the lead against the world champion?
Totally unexpected, and that could relieve him totally huge chances if he finally end up winning that game to getting into the final.
Hey, if you want to be the best, you've got to beat the best over there.
Totally.
You can see it in the secondary stream. They're in the second half, and it's not 1 goal, Alex. It's 2.
Flashu has become Juninho. What? I don't know. It's massive 2-0. And Juninho over the edge a little bit, you know, to need when it's another
Surely
one.
Not 3. Surely not 3-0. The 17-year-old on his international debut.
Oh.
With a ball over the top towards Kunjungi.
What a gameplay is he doing? 3-0. Unbelievable, Flashu. What a performance.
Well, that would set the proverbial cat amongst the pigeons. 17-year-old from Malaysia making his international club debut here in Manchester. And that is why the table is looking somewhat unexpectedly.
Even losing by 3 goals, still second, Juninho. Well, now
scores the equalizer! Well, on one stream, Malaysia absolutely delighted. But here on the main stream, it's a gut punch. Franc is on the board. And this second half, Alex, just became very interesting.
Yeah, important that starting positioning from Mbemo in that secondary line, joining the attack. No marking, no one joining him, following him afterwards. Empty spot, even securing the angle for finishing with that double touch. Impossible for that sliding tackle to block. Well, Franc is back on track, getting the equalizer.
May have found his form at the perfect time. And that would push Juninho out of the top 2 as things stand. Franc would take a big leap up the table, but here comes Apiz almost immediately, trying to regain his advantage in this match. This is fascinating stuff. Into the feet of Sheshko. Unable to connect up top. Apiz, and now he's going to have to concentrate on defensive duties. The Englishman on the far side is able to win the ball back for him. Bruno. Here to Buemo. Casemiro. The midfield's starting to tick a little bit here for Apiz.
Taking his time now, Franc, to build up his play. He needs to take the risk. He needs to build up like that. We saw also on console, if you perform like that, you build up the play the way you want to, it's an advantage. But, you know, you're taking the risk. And as of now, the equalizer is not that bad to Franc, considering the stance. Oh, the mistake now.
Ooh.
A misclick.
That's a big giveaway, a turnover. Oh, in the final third, Apiz will win the corner.
Simple fake shot, leaving behind his mark, and the finishing almost being the leading again. Great save. We haven't talked much about the keeper. We say he conceded many goals, but this time it was really perfect positioning. But still possession for Apiz, for Mr. De Haka. We'll see which subs joining into the game. Hallo, Mason Mount, both as AMF as well. Joshua 60. That we saw before, 60 could be a solution, definitely. Interesting, really interesting. How different is compared to console or mobile? Do you rather have fullbacks, left and right back? Compare on console, that mostly they go for 3 center back and then you choose between left back or right back. Different stats, different, I mean, mindset on how to afford your messages, depend the platform. But in the end, you can do mostly the same. That's pretty awesome. The way you can play, enjoy your eFootball matches, doesn't matter the platform you are in.
Well, one thing that's consistent, no matter
Substitution, but as of now, either can be happy. The point is positive. Even as for Frank as well.
Number 19.
So we'll see. Corner kick for Apiz.
Number 8.
Ahmad Diallo, left foot.
Number 18.
Can Apiz get the winner here from the corner?
Number 30.
Say closest that we've seen all of today. Scoring directly from a corner.
Number 7.
But now it's Frank's chance, if he can maintain possession in this counter-attack, maybe getting towards the last chance of the game here soon. Mason Mount in the centre circle. Good balance of possession play for him. Lays it off to Mount as well, who can run onto it with a bit of pace. Back to Xerxes. 90th minute stuff. This would be it here for Frank. Oh, I can't beat the defender. It's blocked.
He was either the defender or the goalkeeper, but everyone was defending. Their very last chance was still on for Frank.
Still alive here for Frank. Xerxes on the D, on the turn. It bounced, but only into the goalkeeper's hands. And that will be the full-time whistle. Apiz and Frank, 1 goal each, a 1-1 draw. And I don't know, Alex, who that benefits more.
Well, mostly
the
point to be alive, no? Kinda highly percent to Apiz to be into the final, and for Frank that is still on his hand. If he do this job, winning his last match, he will be in. So that's mostly the most important thing.
Well, a really great, entertaining 1-1 draw between those two. The Southeast